a beautiful land. I bought that morning news on. I brought that morning news. I brought that morning news. Then I bought a cigar too.
like a broadcast down in the sea. Now my woman's got a heart like a broadcast down in the sea. Seems like she can love everybody and mistreat for me. Now I cooked her breakfast, even carried it to her bed. I cooked her breakfast, even carried it to her bed. Now she take one bite and throw a teacup at 4 pints of bed. I done spend my money till my bank account's done got low. I done spend my money till my bank account's done got low. And she had enough to tell me, pine top, you got to go. Now I combed her hair, even manicured her fingernails. Now I combed her hair, even manicured her fingernails. Every time I get in trouble, she let me go to jail.
Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Remy. You can call me Ray. I'm in programming. Can you hear? And a formation in 3D modeling, both in game development. I'm currently working on Driven, which is a crowdfunding platform, and it's in prototyping phase. Driven is, as I call it, a feature-driven crowdfunding platform, which is users are called to vote for features with microtransaction, microfunding currencies, and it's not evident at first to understand what it implies, because it needs, as some kind of gamified system, it needs playtest. It needs to be calibrated, but in short, people vote for features of project. Let's say a game project with the main features, the minimal, like you would start with your MVP, and people would suggest feature, and you would suggest feature on your own project, and people upvote with currencies the features they prefer, and to encourage the voting mechanism, there would be a winner among the project owner. That means once the voting period is over, among all the features, there would be like a set of parameter, like five top features allowed, or any other kind of settings. But to keep it simple, we can do like the first feature. We can try first feature, the one who has the most upvote wins, and the other are left for another run. So all the currency that were used to vote the feature are gathered and distributed among the project owner or the guy who would be attributed the task, the feature of doing the feature, or the project owner. And another part would be attributed to a winner, the one who put most of his money in the current voting period of this specific project. Or we could do it by hazard, by randomness, but all the settings would be subject to driven voting system. So driven will be in driven as a project. You will be able to, as a user of driven, vote the parameters, the calibrating parameters, like who's gonna win, how much they gonna win, the project owner, how much will he get from the voting, the platform, how much the platform will get, the budget, and everything like that of the platform. But it will be like there will be scopes, like people who will be able to see and participate in any project would be set according to some kind of arbitrary rules, like let's say people who invest more than like 500 can see and participate in the project voting system, or it would depend on the project settings. So if you'd like that, let's say it can be popular among open sources project, and then it's just only public, everything is public, anyone can upvote, or let's say you arrive as a private game studio, and then you don't want everyone to see and participate. There will be like spoiler alert tags, and with settings like how much money people who can see the spoiler alert will have to put in the project to see the spoiler alert features and thing as such. Of course, it's all deliberation. It needs a lot of debugging, playtesting, QA, quality assurance. It's a prototyping phase at the very first step, but the idea, I think, you can make your own, because it would be self nourishing, meaning that since driven can make put itself in the system of driven, you can participate in all the little variations and idea that can be put into action. So that would be it for driven. If you want to support, you can become a Patreon. That would be very helpful. That can show up for future investors that the project is viable, that people want to see the project going. And you can either also you can tip me on the tip platform in the link in the description below, along with the Patreon link. So today I won't do the promotion anymore, segment promotion. It was too long. Maybe I will do it if I find something similar or close to that kind of idea, but for now I will skip it and won't do it anymore. And I was working on the documentation. Our first link in the description, and I'm doing the GDD, the game design document, and I gathered a lot of different sources, a lot of references to pick and choose what seems to be relevant and clean up as I go. I feel that this step, the GDD step, is as many people in the industry or especially in the live stream and YouTube community in game development, it's a bit of a jump to go right away at the GDD when you start your game, because the GDD is a bit like when you have a vision already starting. But when you just end at your ideation, I think there is something, as I call in the title of the video, something in between that needs to occur. It would be like a sketch of a GDD. What we did in my class was my minimum viable product, an MVP, and I think it would be some kind of GDD MVP like we did in my class, in my programming class. And I want to find a name for it. I don't want to copy my class because I don't think it's legal. So it won't be a minimal viable products as such, but even if it's a term that is outside my classroom curriculum, but let's say like a draft, GDD draft. Is it a draft? Yes. A lot of some YouTuber I saw like do one page GDD, and they like to emphasis that you don't need much more than one page. Of course, I want to do it. I want to do like a how would I name it? Long GDD? No, not long. Long form GDD and a short one page GDD. I will find a name, but right now I want to do a new page, and would I do it as an official document? I think I should like create a new methodology and apply it with you as we go. So I will share my screen. My blue screen is weirdly working very well today. I don't know why. I have my black t-shirt and it doesn't like make me headless or bodiless, rather. Okay, let's create a new file that would be the step or the document before the GDD that leads to the GDD, because they are concepts that I haven't. When you go, like, you have your first idea and you read what the people say you should put in, you start, and of course this is easy to put in, but at some point you arrive at things like gameplay mechanics. But to have a gameplay mechanics, you need to do tests. You need to play test your mechanic, and you can write like something there and go back to it, but you would like to have you don't. There are sections you don't want to fill right away. You don't need, and you don't want to fill up right away. And there might be section that you don't even would ever fill up because it doesn't apply to your game. Sometimes you don't even formulated the idea like intended use or concept statement. You starting up, you could. You don't. There are many things that it's not yet fully formulated, and you don't have time right now to do this because you don't even have a practical game to play with. So it's like doing something for nothing. It's just sort of feeling of having a document. So there needs to be a draft, some kind of early stage document before the GDD, and I don't know if I should name it like MVP or something. Of course, MVP is ideal. Maybe it could be the second step. Let's say draft. GDD draft document. GDD draft. Like the GDDD. GDDD. Or the GDD draft. That will be more telling. M markdown. Whoops. Mad markdown. So GDD draft. I won't do the full documentation, just the, let's say, like a pseudo code, pseudo even markdown can be so pseudo coding. I did a nice thing that this updates with a Python script, so don't worry about the date. It should be updated when I push the commit. If you do the same, you should have the. Oh, I think you need to set it in. Oh no, I have it in the GitHub file, so I guess it might copy it. I'm not sure. I would need to test if one of you want to try it. There should be a code in the GitHub or Git rather. It's not shown here. .git that run the py file there. So when I make a commit and push, it updates the date there I didn't test it yet. I would need to test if one of you likes documentation. So, what I need to know right now, first in the draft, is the first. I want to know the main mechanic. Mechanics of the MVP, minimum viable product. It's a jargon term in startup and industry, tech industries. There are a lot of video explaining it. I think I would need to make a dedicated page on the documentation, but for right now, I will make a short description. So, number one, this is no markdown. It's just pseudo notes. Even it isn't markdown coding, if we can say that, because markdown is so high level that I don't think it's even simpler than HTML. Main mechanic of the MVP. So what is an MVP? Minimum viable product. I will check the chat so I can see if anyone is there and asking questions. I've seen people in my Twitch while I wasn't. I was so used to not have people online, but I've seen that in my Twitch people were watching in the last episode, so I wasn't there to answer if there was questions. So now I will start checking both Twitch and YouTube. So no one's there, as usual. Okay. What is the easiest way to explain a minimum viable product is when like, how can I say that? Testable version with one main mechanic. I think you say S in English, even if it's I will make it singular. A testable version with one main mechanic. The most important mechanic of the game. A testable version with the most important mechanic of the game. The most. I will put only one. A beginning and an end. So, without any anything else to remove. Let's take like a quote. When there is nothing else to remove. The quote perfection is achieved when there is nothing left to take away until the elf into February. It's the Little Prince guy, which is I like very much this author. I like quotation, as you would guess. It's my one of my I don't remember how to say it in English. One of my fault. You don't say it doesn't translate well in English. I'm searching for un défaut. Dites-moi un de vos défauts et une de vos qualités. But it doesn't want to tell me what is defect. No, it's not defect. It's not the right. You don't see shortcoming is the closest one. Quotation are my shortcomings. Okay. Perfect. But that's not why I shouldn't put this quotation there. It's because you only need perfection. It's not the reason why. You just need the quickest way to showcase. Your idea, your design. So that it can be tested by a potential client from A to Z. And then you iterate this version. That's how you make a product that can be sold or induced into gathering followers since the beginning, because they notice that people, when they start a design for a product, people who don't know about MVPs, they start the design, but the design, they try to do like a Ferrari with the budget of skateboard. So I hope you understand the principle. If you start a Ferrari with the budget of a skateboard, you will have like a screw. You will be able to buy a screw because the screw is as much expensive as like the board of a skateboard or something like that, the screw of a Ferrari or of an expensive car. So that's the principle people use. Often they don't know about MVPs. They want to start their company, and they have the end goal product in mind instead of like a little step product. Little by little, they build up a product, and they can test the first iteration because they don't have a first iteration. They want to do the big block and sell the big block. They don't know that it doesn't work really well like that. And in game development, indie games are doing that really often. People have the big idea and they want to do the big idea in a little hole. They have only a little hole to go through, and they bring out the big idea and they try to push it in the small hole. So we start with this, the first iteration, which the MVP will be it is MVP, the word, the acronym the MVP acronym is to be used among, how do we see that, stakeholders, but the name of the resulting version will be called the demo. So I will trust that what Chris Kowalski, I don't remember his name, I think it's Kowalski, this guy, Chris, he says, Chris Zukowski is, I think it's a Polish name. I think Polish is slavish. I know, I'm sorry for saying slave, because the word slave originate from the Slavic people. If you don't know that, back in a very old time, they used Slavic people as slave before the American slave people. Before, I think it's like between antiquity and medieval or something. I'm not sure. I don't. Polish might be. Yeah, it's a Slavic language. So it is what I thought. So just for myself to remember a bit more what to remember his last name, I will go Zukowski. I will go a bit of I'm going to do a bit of etymology derived from the Russian word Zuckerberg. Berg, I think it's a city. Zuckerberg, which means beetle. Beetle of city of beetle. Zuckerberg. We'll just to be sure. Berg. The word Berg has multiple meaning. Mount. Oh, it's a mount. To salvage. Iceberg is a mount. Okay, it's a mount. I would have thought like a burger, like a bourgeois burger, hill, forge. I want to know bourgeois. Bourgeois. Early from French medieval Burgess castle. Okay, so it's a mountain. Zukowski. So a mountain of Beatles Zuckerberg. Zakowski. Zak is a beetle. The most common Russian suffix of ov, ev, which is a consonant and in which they follow the words Zukowski and Zukowski. Zukowski. What does it mean? Like if we say like Slavic. Suffix. Etymology. They won't say. I think Slavic is maybe. No, they don't want to talk about this key. Ski. Zukowski. Zukowski. Zukow. Let's try Zukow. Zukow is the nickname origin deriving from the Zuk, meaning brave, but we are not in a Slavic land anymore. Oh, I think I will start to Zuk cow, like a beetle cow. Beetle. Zuk. Okay. And I want to check this because he says this is the top, the games that are in, sorry for changing the subject, but I skipped this video there to talk about it and not forget about it. So this is the game that have not much competitors but are selling a lot in the current 2022. I think I will check our Gamalytic because he used the paid one, which is I don't remember the name. It's VJ Insight. He used the VJ Insight to have this graph. I think I would do the same, but for this year, later on, I don't know, like during the weekend, I will come back with it Monday. So the MVP acronym. So I was telling that this guy, Chris Zukowski, is a marketing specialist, especially around he's studying like Steam sales only, not Xbox, a lot, not consoles, especially Steam. So he's saying that with his student or the anyone with which he is testing his idea, he says that he noticed that the indie games, when they do the demo, it's when they start getting wish lists. So he says instead of doing the early access, remove yourself from early access. It's the hardest way to do a game because everyone is like rushing at you to make your game better, and you are like stuck in some kind of hell. He says instead do your demo as fast as possible so you can start having wish lists, and then you can show like streamers and investors that you have a big wish list. You're starting having people showing interest in your game. So I will try is what he says and put it in the construction of our documentation. So that's why I say we will call it the demo. For the consumer. Don't know if you do this in English, but I think French. No, even in French we don't. But I think it might be a good place. I'm not sure. I will check later on the grammar. Okay, so what I need to know for my MVP is mainly the mechanics first. Mechanics first. The mechanics needs to be I would say I want a demo that people want more. Of course, it can be like short and especially the first version, it needs to be the shortest one. And the graphics needs to go push a bit after when I would say like when the mechanics start to be secured, like it won't change much more. At least the first mechanics, like the main one, because you will be adding other mechanics if you have the time, depending on your time, your calendar for your development. So, but I can start like you should also start if you have an artist, you should start doing the art. So if you have an artist, you should start the promo art. So that's one of the things that Chris suggests, is that you start the promo art also. He says for the Steam little snippet that you have in Steam, I don't remember the names. You need to hire someone because some developers do the art themselves and they are not artists, and it shows. And he says hire someone. Is some kind of right if you don't have the time to do art. I will teach art, so, but I guess you might not have the time to do everything. So since you have the artist, let's say to do, but we have to start the art you need to settle the art. Documentation. The main art, the main design, the main art direction of the game in the GDD draft. Okay. I'm trying to remember what we did in teams. That was helpful. I'm trying to get away, remove the things that are not helpful, and keep them that was useful. So when you are not used to game development, like I was before my course in programming, I started doing a little game in Godot, and I used like I was accustomed to Jira and project management tool. I use them on my project, on my personal project, just to be used to use them. I love them and I want to use them with you. There are many of them. I use many of them also. Motion, Confluence. Confluence is a good one when you want to. You can put your GDD and your TGD or TDD, technical design document, and then link it to your Jira because it's the same enterprise. And then have like a physical link, like some kind, not a physical, but like a hyperlink inside the system from your documentation to your task. You can create tasks from your GDD and TDD. You can create the task and branches that if you link your GitHub and everything. The issue with Confluence is that it's maximum 10 people. I think it's the only issue there. Notion is the issue with Notion is that you have a limited amount of project. There might be other issues like the number of people working, but Notion is perfect when you are alone and you just do your you report your task follow-ups for yourself. Because if you don't, let's say you hate project management tool, that the issue with that is like when in drawing, like if you're not a professional drawer illustrator, because professional illustrator can ignore the rules, but when you are beginners, you can't really do that. Let's say you are a kid, a teenage, teenage don't know, when you haven't done any hard courses, you start with drawing the eyes, and then the hair, and then the body, and then your character is like all deformed. And the reason why is that you start with the details instead of the big shape, the structure. And then when you do a art class, they teach you to do the anatomy, like the big shape. You start with circles, then sphere with shading, and then you add the chin to your circles, and you erase the working line. And that's the same thing in programming with management tool. Is that if you don't use a management tool and you're a beginner, you will start with the small details and do like things that would make some kind of Frankenstein creature that have one arm, just one arm, and no legs, and the arms will be full details, the eye full details, but the rest will be a blob. And that's what you try to avoid by doing using a project management tool. You try to put all the idea, the minimum viable product idea that will serve to do all the shape of the body of your game with all the two arms, two legs, and then you fill up the details without going too deep into them, and then you fill up a more smaller detail on all the all the features without going too deep into, and then you go deeper and another layer, instead of doing one part, the eye, with all the layers and having like a spare head. And so I hope you understand this principle with my example. What I would need more else, you need to define the core loop, the core game loop. So if the main mechanic does not revolve around fighting enemies, there shouldn't be any enemies yet. I wanted to say that, but I think I won't put it there yet. I just want to, like a PS, a post system, or you need to define the post system. I will just put it as a like that. You need to define the core game loop. That way you have a start. Let's say if you also this part is like if you encounter this, you need to avoid this. So I will put other if you make an online game, you need to start with the lobby. This is very important. That was one of my main mistakes in my homework on networking. We didn't start with the lobby first, and the team that were successful did that. And the teams that were not successful didn't start with the lobby. So you need to settle the lobby first if it's online. You can do like a server-based game or a peer-to-peer or any kind of MMO, but I think server is the best because peer-to-peer player can play with the data that is sent to other player since it's peer-to-peer, and you don't have the server to check if the data is correct. So there will be more cheating in peer-to-peer. If cheating is important to avoid, like FPS and competitive gaming. Anything that has some kind of competition, avoid peer-to-peer. If it's just like funny games, do peer-to-peer. Funny games like character with the party games and things that are not so much competitive. But I think either way, start with the lobby. If you are an adult, you need it needs a beginning mechanic, main mechanic play through, and like the end of the game, some kind like at the end of the first level, with like what occurs at the end, how does it end, what brings the game to an end. Like what we did in our game project at school, we did at the start we did the first level, and the character there is a menu at the start, and then the menu loads the game, and then the player go and pick because it was a cart shopping cart game. Then the player start the game, he picked items on a shelf and return to a zone to check out. And I think there was like a menu showing the money or something that he spent, and that was the core game loop. That is what you should aim to have. Since the enemies were not part of the main mechanics, we didn't need to have enemy first. We just needed to have the player picking the item and returning. Now at the end, it was like many enemies going and having paths, AI paths to pick up items, and you could like bump into them, and they could bump into you, and you had like a pile of items in your cart that was doing like a tower, like a tower of items that could fall off on the floor, and that was crazy, a very crazy game for a student. We were like the nerd, the top student of the class. We decided to do the last game, the last team project together, and it was crazy. It gave a crazy result. So I think that that is enough for the draft. We'll try to find what you need. You need the name of the game, of course. I will pick and choose like in the. I haven't finished, but let's see what we can at least get from this one, the GDD, the full GDD. We will need at least the game overview, I think. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. The game overview needs to go in the draft. How will I do this? Do I repeat? What would be ideal for you? Do I repeat in both of them? I don't like repetition. I think I will separate them. So, to separate them, I will go to the concept statement and start from above it. And chop it like that. And then chop it from there. I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't want to be misleading. Maybe I can keep a copy even if I don't like the idea. I really don't like the idea. Maybe it could be like multiple part, multiple subparts, like the game overview would be a file in itself. That would be children of the GDD. And then both of them could link to the same. That's how you avoid copy in paste. That's why you have game oriented, object oriented codes, and you want to avoid copy and paste and duplicates in game and programming, even if it's just documentation. Like already the French and English part is not the ideal way to do it. I need to copy the English part and translate it because there is so few resources in French. So I need to start in English, copy it in French, and it shouldn't be the way to do, but it was the simplest way I found. I did that for like almost 2 days and was unable to do it as simple as this. I needed to install plugins, Ruby plugins, and it was complicated, so I scrapped it and did the simplest way. Not the better, but I didn't have the time. So, game overview, I need to have the name of the game overview there. It becomes the name there, so, and this one becomes the name there. And the name of the file, rename, copy becomes the name there. And the order, it will be the first one in that place. So let's see. Is kills running? Okay. Game design getting started. I don't think so. I will put there. I think I would put the explanation that I just wrote with you there. Game designer documentation. I put it in designer because they are usually the one who leads the documentation and leads the other members, like the artist, to the artist documentation. Because also I think it's ideal to make version control of your documentation, which I would do that with you, and I will use the simplest way. I think that should be used to do documentation, your own GDD and TDD. Okay, let's draft. It's GDD game overview is there. Should I put it in GDD? Since I want it in both of them, I think yes. I just need to link it. Okay, I just need to link it. That's really good. That's really good. What's cool with the Markdown, you can put only once there, and it will do the rest for you. So you can add in any place another one. It will put the right number. If you want to help me with or do your own, use Markdown to do documentations. So I will remove this one by going there like I did earlier. I will remove it from there also. Game overview. MVDD. Remove it from there. Refresh. Yes. Yes. This one is fine to do in the draft because you're starting, it's all like things that you know already for sure about your game. You're starting to know. It's a good, because you don't want to start your demo without knowing that it would be a single player. Like let's say it's you need to do the lobby in your demo because it's a multiplayer. It's really hard to add multiplayer later on in your game. That's one advice from my teacher that he was working in networking in Ubisoft, and he said it's really hard to add multiplayer later on. If you want multiplayer, you better add it when you start. So because all the code needs to be talked in multiplayer terms, because you need to know is this part is this function needs to be done on the server or in the client's part. Is it the client who does this function or the server? And every one of them you need to think about it. So you cannot go. It is very hard to go back once all the function are made and tell yourself, okay, this function it can be shaped that way because it needs to be on the client parts, and there are parts in that function that shouldn't be there and in the client, and then you have to rethink everything. So you need to start your multiplayer. I think it's easier with Unreal, but I would need to test it myself. I experienced it in my, as I said, in my internship. One of the guy in my team he was from my school. In my internship, he worked on adding the lobby and multiplayer, and it was like he just followed the tutorial. I think he found on YouTube. I will ask him because I want to try it. And then he said that it was very easy and you don't have to do much thing. But I would need to try it for myself before saying further things about it. I would need to find this tutorial. So we put it there, so we will link it from the game overview. Is there, and now we need to link it in the GDD. So I shouldn't have removed it from this. There, I should put it like this. Or maybe it could be confusing. No, it won't be. Let's try it. Maybe it needs a bit of testing. Yeah, it needs a bit of testing. I think it has to be this GDD game overview. Let's try it. Yeah. Okay. It could be confusing, I guess. So, to avoid the confusion, I will re-add the hashtag maybe. And add the link to it there. Let's try this. What was? Oh, I think it's the last forward bar, maybe. Yeah, I think it's the forward bar there. Oops. No. What? It doesn't like it. Why? Why? Did it work? It worked when it was there. What if? What? Uh, mm, mm, mm. Did I remove it? I don't understand. It copied it 2 times, so it needs to be on the game overview. No. What? Okay, maybe it's the forward slash. Yeah, that's complicated, but when you are used to debugging, you understand the principle. Okay. Okay. Game overview. I will go to the game overview and remove this since there are no other title. I need to remove the last bar there, I think. Yeah. I need to remove another. I think it's 2 for a title. So the bar is removed. Titled. I hope it doesn't mess up with game. I don't think it would mess up with game overview that is in the GDD. It doesn't mess up. But why is the game statement not concept statement? Yeah, okay, concept statement is there. Introduction? No. It used to update it automatically, but it seems that it stopped doing this. Little villain. It used to update it. I think it's Copilot. I think it's Copilot. The things. Oops. I will put it back to true. I'm not sure if it was Copilot, but there was like a little overlay that was updating the table of content. Oh, I know. It was written table. Oops. Of content, something like that. Don't remember. Let's try. Why isn't or like I will ask the Copilot. How to have the table of content to update automatically. That wasn't that. Maybe I need a rebuilding. Rebuilding. No. Maybe it was in the settings. No, it's not outside. Control Shift X. No. I think I had one, but oh, it was marked down all in one, but it's still we're updating my. I will try to re-download it, reinstall it. I don't know if it is. I would try. I think I need to restart. Oh yeah, it was exactly that. Now it updates automatically my. So it added the game overview. So it's really this component, the one I downloaded, if you would like to know. So English game designer, GDD concept. No. It didn't update. It's like compiled or something on my what is going on? Okay, game designer document GDD. Game overview is working. Game overview is working. Game overview, and everything is working just fine. So now I need to link it the same way. There. Draft. Right there. Save. Game draft. And here we go. So I will do the cleanup later. I just need to reflect upon. I will go in the French live stream, continue on in about half an hour. So I could start our draft. And how will I do that? I think the first step is to lead you through it. So before getting the doing the game overview, you need to find. Let's remove 1, 2, and then add the title 1, 1, 2. Boogie graph, and then 3. Finally, start your doc. And to start your doc, what I like to do, maybe it won't be a good thing. What is the error? Oh, it's the test I was doing with Acrobat. I will do it later tonight. And what I like to do with the docs, it's Microsoft. Word. You might not have Microsoft Word, that's bad. Open source. There's an open source Word, LibreOffice. Yeah, I used to use this one. So I have Word, but I would try to lead you with something that is free instead. My famous thing, download folder. Download folder. I always forget to check if there are people in the chat. No chat. No chat. Damn, I look tired. Do 2 viewers. So there is someone on Twitch. I would say hi, Twitch. It says there are 2 viewers. One is me and the other is someone else. In YouTube, no one. Oh, I think I have Twitch opened 2 times. I will close this one and see. Yeah, I had. That's sad. Oh, 2 viewer. So it's still 2. What? Okay, no. I think it's a mistake. So let's do this. Let's not try and do this instead. So install LibOffice. If you don't have Word, you can. I have it because I have a cloud. I use OneDrive for my cloud, and it comes with our friend Word, the Office, the suite of Microsoft. You would want to open Redem. Since I have Word, I would not. I hope they can open the templates. I will try it first. So what I like about it, it's like Microsoft has free Word template, and then Word Design Magic would generate free templates for free. So you can search like design document, and you have beautiful better than what I found people giving and any kind of other YouTube explanation of what is a design document. They give like a very plain white and black template, but I would say go for something like that instead. It's I hope it will work with LibreOffice. So what would be fitting for our clicker game? I like this one. What does look like a clicker game? Then a template. This one like more like a gamey vibe. You could like replace later on with your artist. You replace the pictures. You can do your curriculum. Your how do you say that now in English? You say curriculum, but you also say I don't remember. Poetry. What was the other website? Is it the same? Yeah. Writing. Create design that inspire. Design document. Same. Playful. Then you click. No, I don't want to sing in. There is a download. You download it. You prepare a folder for your thing, your document. GDB game dev doc. No, I will put it in his own folder. Game projects. One finger hero. It's time to find a name. It's time to find a project name. So the project name might be like not the official name. It's just the project name can change. You can do like a synonym. Synonyms for one finger. No. One finger. Digit. Little finger. Baby finger. Pinky. No, I don't want to. What's a different name for fingers? Yeah. Other name for one finger. It is not a good AI. It's not a good. Let's go to chat. List 100. Single digit hero. Long finger hero. Long finger cowboy. Long finger cowboy. I think it would be this one. Solo finger digit. Unifinger hero. Unifinger hero. That could be one. Oh, sorry. Solo finger, single point, one digit, long digit. I want to go with the long finger cowboy. Let's go back there. Game. project name, long finger cowboy. It won't be the official name because I don't want to do cowboy. Maybe it could be an idea, but it would Tall Finger Empire, because I don't want to use the one finger trademark brand because it's already and Long Finger Cowboy. It makes me think of Lucky Luke with Lonesome Cowboy. Let's download the doc templates. Let's try to open them with the Open Office right away. What is the error? It's the extension. Yeah. Download in 15 minutes. I would go to the French live stream. So that would be it soon. Maybe I would take a break right away and go there. I would test this in LibreOffice. And with you, and then maybe go for a break for the last 15 minutes. So that will be it for today. If you want to support me or Driven or the project, game project, go in the description below in YouTube and click on the Patreon if you want to help me but you don't have a lot of money, but you just want to give a little help. There is a tip platform in the description, and that would be it for me. So it opens in LibreOffice. But it seems to be out of focus or something. Oh, this one looks nice. It fits the shape. Let's open it in Word to see if it. Oh yeah, it's normal. It's ugly template. It is. Yeah, the template is not fitting to the edge of the. Yeah, this one too. So you would like to be sure to take something specific. Sorry for that. So you have other shape that can be cool. It's like a portrait, not portrait, like a landscape. It can be as you want. There are no. It might be like a good idea even to go for something that is not a portrait, just to be different and be noticeable from the investors if you want to aim at investors. But I think that you can start right away with a blank PDF. If you take too much time looking for a template, it would be useless. You want to go a bit fast. So that will be it for today. We'll see Monday. Next, we'll be together Monday, and what we will be doing. We will need to think of the mechanics. I will think of the mechanics during the main mechanics to do in the demo. I will think of it during the weekend and come back and try to implement it in Unity Monday with you.